Mum, M-U-M-M, mum. Never ever wanna be a bum. So it's mum, M-U-M-M, mum. Mindset, uplift, manifest. Mum, mindset, uplift, manifest. Mum.
If you didn't come from a wealthy family, this is the opportunity to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you.
All right, happy Tuesday. It is 2/22 in 22, a very special day, and we hope you are having a wonderful one. This is the Runners Live. Tonight we are covering a very serious topic. Before we get into that, let me bring on my brother, Ricardo Hamilton. There he is, Crypto Rick. How are we doing?
Man, awesome, fired up, constantly, continuously, consistently building wealth, precious metal assets, and crypto. Man, we got a show for the people tonight.
So we're going to get right into this, guys. And let me start off first saying we are not financial advisors. We are not here to scare you. We are here to prepare you. We've been talking about this for years now, but we really, as we talked throughout the week, we said we really want to make sure people are ready for a crisis, whatever that might be, again, so that you are prepared, so that you can survive and thrive during these crazy times we're dealing with. So before we get into any specifics, Ricardo, maybe just paint the picture for the people of the times we are living in and how important it is that they know no one's coming to save you, and you have got to take some personal responsibility to save yourself and your family, and that starts by preparing right now.
Yep, yeah, that's a fact. And I think that, more than ever, more people around the world are waking up to that. If you're not seeing and aware of what's going on, if you're not feeling the inflation, if you're not feeling the instability and uncertainty that's going on around the world, I don't know where you are. Your head is under a rock or something, because right now we are living in, once again, the most significant time period in history. This is the most significant time period in history, and that's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for you to also create massive wealth, generational wealth that is you never could have imagined. But for those who are not plugged in, who are not tapping into the frequency and the vibration of what's going on this planet and what's going on in our government and all around the world, for those people, it's woo unto them. But we're excited because we know where this thing is going, and we're giving people the real solutions and opportunities to be able to get ahead and build wealth and make sure that a wealthy family comes from them. This situation that we're dealing with is getting worse. It's getting worse. It's not going to get better. The inflation is not going to reverse itself, and we're going to have a roaring economy and the jobs come back. No, they told you, folks, that there is a new normal. And the new normal was not just about the coronavirus. The new normal was a new standard of living and the reduction of standard of living for a lot of people, not just here in the United States, but all across the world. And those of us who are plugging in, because this information you're not going to get on your mainstream media, you're not going to get in the print, you're not going to get in the news. And we have to be those voices, those beacons of light to show people a way where no way has been made for them. And so this is the time to stay plugged in and really make sure that you are being proactive and vigilant in regards to your economy and in what's going on around the world.
And good segue, Ricardo, because what is going around in the world is we are seeing what the authoritarian state has in store for us. You guys haven't been paying attention. Canada has invoked these emergency powers. They are now freezing bank accounts for people that were peacefully protesting. And we're not going to get into, different sides of the who's right and wrong politically. The point is they are doing this. So if we already see a supposed first world free country that is freezing people's bank accounts without due process, how long until it happens here? So are you prepared for when your bank account freezes? For whatever it is. Maybe it's you posted something online. Maybe it's somebody doesn't like your political position. What are you going to do if your bank account gets frozen? Or maybe it's not even something for the government. Maybe it gets hacked. Maybe something bad happens. But do you have enough assets outside of the system? Are you prepared? Have you decentralized yourself and become your own bank? So this is why we are so big on physical gold and silver, because this is power. This is currency, and that's energy that we have pulled out from the central bank and authorities, and it is with the people now. When you put a dollar into the bank, you are feeding the beast. You are diluting your own purchasing power of that dollar because they're going to loan more of them out. So, Ricardo, anything you want to add when it comes to, we'll get to crypto here in a minute, but let's just start with the basics that have been around for over 10,000 years. Why does everyone need to be their own bank with their gold and silver and be prepared for what could happen here?
Well, folks, we're facing tyranny versus freedom. It's global tyranny going on across the planet right now. And what you're seeing in one country is coming to all countries because all governments at one point in time will have to enact these same type of draconian rules and regulations to stay in power against the will of the people. And so this is why we're telling people, like, right now, don't think that this is an isolated event that's just happening in Canada. Don't think that what's happening in Venezuela and hyperinflation is an isolated event. It's coming to the whole world because the whole world is succumbed to debt. The global debt, derivatives market, everything that we're seeing is coming to an end. And if people don't get on the right side of history, get on the right side of money, they will be left behind with the old system. And so this is a time for people to wake up and realize, like, these are the measures that they're willing to take. You think your money is safe in the bank? You're wrong. They've already passed the laws to bail in on your money. The same way they bailed out on 2008 and bailed out those banks, they're ready to bail in on your money. They have passed every law, rule, and regulation that they already need to move forward whatever agenda that they want to, regardless of how you feel and think about it. Same thing in Nazi Germany. Everything that Hitler did was legal. He didn't do anything illegal. The laws were already passed for allowing him to do what he needed to do. Well, the same thing today is in the United States and countries and governments around the world. They've already passed the rules, the regulations, the executive orders to tap into your bank account, to tap into the internet, to tap into everything that revolves around your life and the sustainability of it. And so this is why we're telling people and that you need options. You want to have options. You want to exercise those options. And I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late to this wealth transfer, to this paradigm shift that is going on the planet right now. And so for those who are able to tap into the frequency, who are able to feel the vibration of the planet and what's going on around the world, they're making changes. They're doing things differently. They're realizing, yes, they need to save in silver and gold because silver and gold is how you hedge and protect yourself from financial crisis and inflation. They're realizing that they have to have multiple streams of income because their job or their particular industry, there's no guarantees that it's going to be here in the next few months or even years. People are realizing that they're not as secure as they think they are, especially if they're realizing that the things that are going on around the world will soon come home to you. And so when we're seeing these banks and these institutions do things in favor of this of their government, fascism, corporations and governments getting together against the people, okay, people are going to wake up then, but hopefully it won't be too late for them because they are listening to streams and information like we're sharing, telling people now is the time to have your bug out bag. Now is the time to have your assets. Now is the time to build your legacy, okay, and implement the tools and resources that are available for you so you can make sure that you have a sustained and quality standard of living from this point on moving forward.
And even though things have been crazy in the last 2 years, I still think there are a lot of people who have not prepared. So make sure you have like MREs or food that lasts 15 to 20 years. So if something happens, there's a supply chain breakdown, you and your family will have enough food, have bottled water. Ricardo talks a lot about knowing where to get fresh spring water in your area. So you want to get those staples down. Then you want to get gold and silver. And I want to play this clip here. I literally found this right before we came on, but it's Jordan Peterson. If you don't know him, he's a very prominent speaker. He was a professor in Canada, but I want to show you guys this and play it for you. Jordan Peterson is saying that he was advised by a military source to withdraw his money from Canadian banks if he has any sense, and that the situation is far worse than he was informed of. So I want to play this really quick. You might want to turn your volume up, so I'm not sure if it will come through, but let's take a listen to this real quick.
This morning I don't know what to make of all of this because it's happening so quickly. I can't believe the state to which the country has degenerated. I've been in contact with a reliable source within the Canadian military, and he told me today by email that if I had any sense, I'd take my money out of the Canadian banks because the situation is far worse than I've been informed. And so that's just one of many such messages I receive on a daily basis. So let's talk about the banks. So here's what our Prime Minister did last week. He permanently destroyed 20% of the population's faith in the entire Canadian banking system and stained the Canadian banking system's international reputation, I would say, for decades.
So what happened, guys, is they, from what I heard, they wouldn't even let normal, like people that had nothing to do with the truck convoy, they would not let them take their money out because they said, hey, there's no reason to do that. Everything's fine. But if everyone does this, then things won't be fine. So we're just not going to let you do it. And somebody, put that in the comments, is that by the time it happens, it's too late. You're not going to have time to react to it. If they want to freeze bank accounts and not allow you to withdraw, they can do that. We've already had, when we had bank runs in the Great Depression, they had a bank holiday where you couldn't go to the bank. The banks were closed. So again, you have got to prepare yourself. And let's get into the cryptocurrency here, Ricardo. I posted a video that went viral on TikTok about the Canadian truckers being supported by people with Bitcoin. Guy comes up to him, literally gives him an envelope that has $8,000 of Bitcoin on it. Now think about that, guys. And it could have been 10,000. It could have been 100,000 in an envelope that you can just hand to somebody anonymously without any intervention from the state or banks. And that you need to have multiple ways to then use that cryptocurrency, whether it's peer-to-peer or different various cards that you can get. Some of them are even global. But Ricardo, maybe just talk about how cryptocurrencies completely transform this battlefield that we're fighting with the centralized authorities who are trying to keep control of us.
Yeah, definitely. And back to that clip, I'm not surprised, and you shouldn't be neither. And they did this in Cyprus, and they call it austerity measures. They will allow you to only pull out a certain amount of money. They're going to start to implement capital controls. Okay, so the same way any country, they're going to limit your ability to fund, your movement, the people's movement, because all of your assets and money are tied to their system. And they're going to show you who owns everything, who's in control, who really runs the show. And a lot of people, unfortunately, will wake up and it's too late. And this is why we've been telling people, if you have a mortgage, you need to get rid of it immediately. And you need to get a first lien HELOC, and you need to get this course that we have with SwitchU. You need to get access to your equity, okay? If you know for a fact that they're creating an economic environment to where you will not be able to pay your mortgage and the bank will confiscate your house fast, quicker than a hurry, I'd rather have access to my equity sitting in an account and be able to pull that out or move it anytime than be stuck and lose everything that I put in there. Same thing with your retirement accounts. Now you have the option to put your retirement accounts into crypto or whatever have you, because you know where this is going. The inflation, the crash of the dollar, okay, the fall of the dollar, it is real, it's happening. You want to have access to your funds now, because it's going to get a point where you won't be able to have access to them. And the banking system will use it to shore itself up, and then you'll be locked into whatever type of central bank digital currency, form of control and manipulation that they have planned for you. So this is why we love cryptocurrency. This is why we love blockchain technology, because of the options it gives you. I don't care if the NSA made it. I don't care who made it. At this point in time, I know one thing is for sure. This system is collapsing. We are going through a global economic reset. And I want to have options. And if all we had was the present system, which is the banking system with SWIFT and fiat currency, I'm very insecure. I don't have any options. I don't like it. But if I have a technology like blockchain and cryptocurrency where I can hide my assets in a custodial wallet, sure, the bank now and the courts are trying to tap into centralized exchanges and tell people what to do. But if you have your assets in a custodial wallet, you're not worried about that. No legislation, no government, no court, no bank can tap into my assets that I have on my own wallet or in my treasure. right? And this is the power of crypto and blockchain. And we talk about even offline and online, to be able to move your cryptocurrency offline, right? Just some next level stuff that's coming. So this is what people need to wake up to. You have to diversify into physical silver, physical gold, and cryptocurrency, okay? Because that's where the wealth transfer is. That's what's going to give you options. There's only so many things out here. Real estate is great, but once again, they have the ability to implement eminent domain at any point in time. Don't pay your taxes and you see who owns the property. We're going through a global reset. You want to be liquid and you want to have options.
So if you guys are listening, I mean, Ricardo is just spitting fire right there. Give me a hashtag silver for freedom, like this and share it out right now. We've got to get this message out there. You know we're shadow banned. You know we're censored. You know they'll delete our accounts. So right now, hashtag silver, the number 4 freedom in the comments wherever you're watching. Share this out, like this video. And real quick, guys, you know, as I'm going to show you some options we do with crypto, gold is now over a $12 trillion market cap. The governments know it, the banks know it, the corporations know it, but the normal everyday people are not getting physical gold, even though it's the number 1 asset in the world by far. Silver's creeping up too at $24.18, 1.36 million. The number 7 asset in the world. Bitcoin is the number 8 asset in the world. And we told our team, if you're in the Runners app, that the crypto market was going to be dropping. We've been saying this for the last month. Bitcoin's down to 38,000. It could go lower, you know, with the rumors of war. Joe Biden's supposed to come out and give some sort of cryptocurrency regulation. So what we have been telling our team that we're doing is going into stable coins or a stable dollar where we're earning yield on it. And I don't mean 0.25 in our bank. So 2 of our favorites are, I would say the safer one is called Anchor Protocol. It is on the Terra Luna blockchain, and it has been giving us about 19.4%, and that's paid out every single hour. So it allows you to compound your interest. 19.4% a year on a stable coin, okay, that is decentralized, that you own, okay. I use centralized exchanges, but I do not keep most of my wealth on them. Do not just keep your Bitcoin and Ethereum and your cryptos on Coinbase or crypto.com. You want to have your decentralized, non-custodial wallet, not your keys, not your crypto. If you don't hold it, you don't own it in gold and silver, not your keys, not your crypto when it comes to dealing with centralized exchanges. Another one of our favorites is Elephant Money, where we get 72% on a stable coin. And so all of this stuff, if you're like, I don't know what he's talking about, okay? We have all of that in our app that is free, okay? So wherever you're watching, look down below. If you follow Ricardo, he got you here. Click his link, get this app. It's free. We have free ways to make money, get home-based businesses that give you cash flow, learn about crypto. And then when you really want to get into decentralized stuff, we go over airdrops. We have Crypto 100, Crypto 101, and then all these different blockchains that you can leverage to make passive income where you own your assets, not a centralized exchange, not a bank, but you own it and you actually make the interest. You become the exchange and get the trading fees. You don't let Coinbase take your money and you don't let Wall Street take your money. So Ricardo, anything you want to add when it just comes to these ways we're making passive income on stable coins and how important it is to have your money make money if there is some sort of a crisis and you need to move your funds around?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously we're dealing with corruption. We're dealing with greed. Okay, we're dealing with people who are in power that have no allegiance to you, whether you voted for them or not. Their allegiance is held with the institutions that have spent billions of dollars putting them in place. Okay, so they're sellouts. They've sold out the people. We're talking about everybody in government right now because there are powers and forces at play that won't allow, you know, the people's voice to be heard because they control everything. And so when we're sitting here and we're looking at what's going on, we can talk about the problem all day. We know the problem. The problem has persisted for decades, if not centuries, right? But now is what can we do with the options and information that we have right now, and how can we maximize it? And this is why we're saying blockchain and crypto is bigger than just buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and hoping it goes up in value and you being able to sell it or buy something with it. This is about the preservation of wealth. This is about legacy. This is about generational wealth. And right now, once again, this is an opportunity. As much as it is a crisis, as much of it is as chaotic and uncertain as it is an opportunity for those who are serious. So if you are hearing this message, share this out. And I'm not even just talking about this stream. Like, have the conversation with people and see where they are, because you have a voice for a reason. You know people for a reason. It's not by accident that you are tapped into this information while other people are just watching CNN and Fox News and then being entertained by the Coliseum, sports and entertainers all day. It's not by accident. So you got a mission the same way we got a mission to help as many people wake up to what's going on, but provide them the life vest, provide them the parachute, provide them the vehicle that can change their life greater than they ever could have imagined. This is an opportunity just as much as it is a crisis. And once again, I still believe that 2022 is going to be one of the best, most phenomenal years, especially for those who make it. Okay? You create your own reality. You bring about your existence. We are the currency. We decide what has value and what doesn't. We decide the way things are moving. So when you see the freedom movement in Canada, when you see people coming together, right, in Hong Kong and other places, fighting back against the tyranny from their rights and their freedoms and their liberties, understand that this is a fight that is going to continue to go on, but more and more of us are waking up, and more of us are needing the options that we have. The ability to create passive income to continue to sustain their household, the ability to save in assets to protect themselves from financial crisis and inflation, the ability to diversify and have their money grow for them in this decentralized blockchain cryptocurrency space. This is an opportunity, folks. So come out here with the armor of knowing the truth and with the sword of opportunity, and let people know that we are here to help. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, aren't going to make it because they believe somebody's coming to save them. Like Mike said earlier, and like we say, nobody's coming to save you. Obama's not coming to save you. Okay? No politician is coming to save you. You got to save yourself. So you got to get uncomfortable. You got to do the right things for you and your family. And you have to understand that the dollar is a liability. It's not an asset. And you need to take that money and tie it to assets and not leave it in currency. So get inside the Runners app. If you don't have the app, download the app. Links is in the description of this video. If you haven't upgraded, upgrade it, because we're not stopping. And we're constantly finding more ways, more information, more opportunity, and we're putting that content in there. And you want to know about it ahead of time. You don't want to wait until you find a stream from us 6 months later that gave you a solution that could have put you in a position to be better off today.
Clip that, bro. Clip that right there. Guys, that was absolute fire right there from Ricardo Hamilton. There's nothing else I can add to that. Guys, this is how, like, when we say we're serious, like Ricardo said, you know, he gave you a voice. We're getting off this live and going to a Zoom to talk about the sound money secrets the wealthy don't want you to know. Mr. Tony Hubbard's going to be joining with us, so we're jumping off here and heading there. The link to join is zoom.us/my/soundwealthnation. And if you can't get all that or write it down, if you go right below this video, there's a link to the Runners Facebook group. And make sure you join that. It's absolutely free. And this same flyer is in the Runners Facebook group. Just scroll down a few things and you will see it. We're doing this every Tuesday at 8:30 on Zoom. And we're just having fun, guys. Again, I don't want to get too much doom and gloom. We're here to prepare you, not to scare you. But it is serious that you start to prepare right now before it's too late.
Yep. And for those who are asking about the app, if you find this information, you know, the Runners Live Show, me and Mike put this together. And we're going to continue to bring the value and information that people need all the way up until our last breath, because we know that the role that we're playing in history, we know the value that we bring. So if you're on Mike's Facebook or YouTube and you're watching this, the link to the app is in Mike's Facebook and YouTube. If you found this from me, Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto Rick, the link to it is under me. So go ahead and click on the link and get started, man. Get started, upgrade. We got some phenomenal exclusive content that we put in the Telegram group. And, you know, whether, like I mentioned before, you need access to the equity in your home, you need to get into DeFi, you need physical gold and silver, you need income streams, or you just want to stay up to date on what's going on, you're definitely going to want to download that app. So the link is in the description of this video, and whoever brought you here, just go ahead and click on that link.
Yep. Don't go to the App Store and search for it. So Calvin, it's runwithrick.com is what you want to put in, runwithrick.com. That'll take you where you need to go. Mine is changenowapp.com. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. We got to jump onto the Zoom, keep educating and helping people. Lace up.
Let's get wealthy.
Peace.